Problem number 3. Prove that triangle BLS is congruent to triangle UES. And let's start with what we know. BU bisects LE. That's given to us. We also know that angle L is congruent to angle E. And then what we can say here is that, or one of the things that I noticed that we can say in here is that this angle is congruent to that angle. And if we make our statement here, we can say that angle LSB is congruent to angle ESU. And the reason that we can say that is definition of vertical angles. We've got definition of segment bisector here, which goes back to our first piece of given, that BU bisects LE. And because BU bisects LE, we can say that LS is congruent to ES. And we can mark that up in our picture here. And that is because of the definition of the segment bisector. But now what we have in our picture is we have an angle, an included side, and an angle. And then we have an angle, an included side, and an angle. So we can say that these two triangles are congruent by angle, side, angle. Flipping our paper over. Problem number 4. Get the camera at least a little bit better. There, we can see the picture. And we want to prove that triangle CAR is congruent to YAZ. And what we're given here is that CY and ZR bisect each other. And because they bisect each other, we can say that CA is congruent to YA. And not only that, since CY and ZR bisect each other, we can also say that AZ is congruent to AR, and it goes back to, again, the definition of segment bisector. So if I did mark those two up, something else that I notice is that this angle and this angle are congruent. So angle CAR is congruent to angle YAZ. Super sorry about my dog there. And that is because of the definition of vertical angles. And consequently, now what we've got a side and an angle and a side in the top triangle. We have a side, an angle, and a side in the bottom triangle. So by side, angle, side, these triangles are congruent.